Hello everyone. I want to make a quick video in response to my previous video where I talked about the moon landings. It's not easy to make these videos when you're coming out saying that, well, hey, I only remember this. And when you go research anything, it contradicts what I'm saying, so it makes me look like an idiot. Well, I'm not an idiot. And there's reasons why we believe different things, especially now with the Mandela effect. You can't just say, well, it's always been this and you just weren't aware of it. Well, no, Staples never had a crazy looking staple L, okay? It was a normal L my entire life. So you can't just say, well, we always knew that it was a staple L. Everyone always knew that. Well, no, that's not true. Everyone did not always know that. So there were some comments on this video I made here about 6 manned moon landings. What? There were comments about, well, look, the son is just as effing stupid as the father, and, it makes sense that the son would, this, I don't know. I deleted those comments, and I blocked the person. I was just so offended by those. I think it's the first person I've blocked, and I didn't even hesitate. It's boom. Because he's talking about my son. My son is an intelligent boy. He's a straight A student, very proud of him. Regardless of how I feel about the educational system, making a bunch of worker bees and not making you think for yourself, I'll take care of that with my own son. He can go through the memorization stuff at school, but at least we know he has a good memory, right? He's a straight A student, so he can memorize things. But I have an intelligent son who's learning to think for himself. And to have someone to just say that he's effing stupid, I can't handle that. So that person's gone. I won't be hearing from that account any longer. The first person that I actually booted off the channel, blocked since this whole Mandela effect thing. Because usually I have free speech here. But not when it comes to my son. You can call me an idiot, stupid, moron, whatever. I don't care. You can call me whatever because it doesn't bother me. But that just crossed the line for me. So I want to show you why my son would have said he was only aware of one moon landing, okay? You look here. I'm going to put a link to this here. Obama's saying some jokes at a dinner that Trump was at several years ago. And he says, well, now that the birther issue, I guess it was 5 years ago, the birther issue, we came out with my what looked like photoshopped birth certificate. We can get over that now. We get on to other more important things did we fake the moon landing? Okay, that's what the president said. Well, don't you mean did we fake the 6 moon landings, Obama? He says, did we fake the moon landing? The only one. So there'll be a link to that, but that's not really what this is about. This is about someone who my son has enjoyed watching and learning about the universe and the cosmos and kind of reminding me of myself, my own interest in my early 20s, reading Stephen Hawking's books, Black Holes and Baby Universes, and some of the other books I read about the universe and stuff. I was interested in that. My son has been interested in that for several years now. And that's why he was mind blown, and this is his smoking gun. Now, I'm not even sure this is a Mandela effect. I got to be honest. I feel like, because there's so much information, I was blown away by the videos I'm seeing from all the times they're up there with the rover and stuff. I would have thought the rover was just in the first 1969 Apollo 11 mission, and it was all done once, from what I learned. Then my father says, well, don't you remember the buggy? And I said, yeah. And then he says, well, the buggy wasn't in the first mission. I said, okay, well, then I remember 2. I don't remember 6. But what I wanted to show you here was Neil deGrasse Tyson, who my son enjoys listening to, has watched his show on the cosmos and stuff, and has enjoyed learning things from. He's here, and I'm going to put a link down below, describing when he says he was 9, the first moon landing, okay? And then he says about the first moon landing would essentially be our last steps on the moon. So all you got to do is watch the first 2 minutes of this, And then you can understand why my son, I don't know if he heard this particular information from this man, but why my son would think that we were only there once. If we were. This video is not about the fact we never even went there, that Stanley Kubrick filmed it, or that the shadows are wrong and there's no stars in the sky. Okay, I'm not getting into all that, okay? I'm just not getting into it. I'm not saying I believe either or. It could be either or for me, okay? I'm not getting into that. What I'm getting into is the first 2 minutes of this clip that I'm going to put a link down to below. Listen to it, and then you can sit there and wonder, well, why did this man whose son must be as stupid as him, why would he only, he's just an uninformed kid, right? Well, who's this? This is Mr. Astrophysicist Cosmologist here. What's he saying? This is the type of person that my son's listening to and getting information from. So then you can make your own conclusions to why my son might be misinformed. Or this is a real Mandela effect. I don't know. I don't know if it's a real Mandela effect or not. I felt weird making it. Because it was so blown away. How could I not have known of all these other Apollo 14, 15, 16, 17 missions? I didn't know about them, okay? I said in the video, this makes me feel dumb because it just makes me feel ignorant of the Apollo program, which I'm not an expert on, but geez, I mean, why didn't I know about this? And so I make the video and I'm worrying that I'm like, oh man, I wasn't sure if this was a Mandela effect. I'm thinking maybe we're going to get like 200 thumbs down and maybe like 50 up. Well, I'm not alone. 233 thumbs up, 89 down. So there's a lot of people who are aware of the 6 man landings, okay? But I don't know. I still don't know. But this video, I just had to make it in support of my son because thanks to this guy here, I can't even really pronounce his name, whoever you are, Dusan Mandik, I don't know what language that is or whatever, but thanks for putting this here because unless I'm hearing this wrong, he only remembers one moon landing. Mr. Cosmologist, astrophysicist dude who's on TV all the time. He remembers one moon landing. So you got to check this out. That's really it, everybody. I just, man, it's not very often someone gets under my skin, but when you're calling my son dumb, and I just couldn't handle it, okay? So I'm glad that this man sent me this. This leads credence to why my son may only have the information that he has. Oh, and by the way, my son went on to ask his other straight A student friend at school, and hey, how many times did you land on the moon? How many times did men land on the moon? 1. That's all he knew. That's not saying that he's some Apollo program expert either, but just common knowledge. 1. You're going to get that from a lot of people, I guess. My son came on the video with me. He hasn't been on the channel in years. He has his own little channel with 104 subs, I think. And I've been telling him to make a video on the Mandela effect because he feels some effects. And there's all types of kids his age making videos on it. He's the one who turned me on the whole thing. I just think he should make a video on it. And I could say that, hey, my son made a video. Anyone who wants to check it out, and maybe a few people would like to subscribe to him. I don't know. I want to help my son like any father wants to help him out. So I was hoping he'd make a video, and I'm still hoping he will. But anyhow, I just had to make this video, and I'll link up the Neil deGrasse Tyson video and then the Obama one if you want to see that. But that's just a joke. But I'm sure there's more. There's more. These are just the 2 I found, but I'm sure there's more in support of this whole idea here. So that's it, everyone. Take care. Go make the reality that you want. I'll talk to y'all soon.